Yes. Mass stream. What did I say about this spot? I knew this spot would be freaking kick-ass. This is why. This is. You see shit like this, you think, yeah, maybe I should be rolling stream on every box. What the hell? Dude, what? Bro. This is the screenshot of the video, I think. Guys, this is... Yo, this thing won't stop. Best box ever. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, there's 5. There are 5. There's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 big scarab guns. What? Bro. Wait, I'm not even done. I'm not even done. Oh no, I'm about to die. Still reopened. Again. What? Dude, if that's scarab dupe. Again? I don't even know if it's dropping a tank actually. Again? What? Hey guys, it's new. Here we go. Another video. This is a very special 100 maps farming session I'm going to bring you guys today. We're going to be looking at, from my standpoint, one of the most expensive investment cost strats in the game. Definitely the most, or the highest cost strongbox strat. And the most, well, some people, let's just say some people aren't going to enjoy the strategy that I'm about to show you today. And I know a lot of people haven't even done it or really looked into it. And that's why this is going to be a perception versus reality video. Because a lot of people really hate rolling boxes. And I'm going to be rolling a lot of boxes today. I'm going to be slamming tons of strong boxes onto the map. Rolling them not for divination cards, but for scarabs. It's going to be basically the ultimate scarab farm strat. And I know for sure it's better than Rogue Exiles or Titanic scarab farm. I've already tried that a little bit. You get so many scarabs. I can't wait to show you the first map. Let me talk to you about this strategy. Just quick to recap. You could think of this as part 3 in a sort of comparison strat for what started as a magic pack size, influence pack size strategy, hunting mirrors and Hinakoras, and then using strategy that was popularized by Fubgun, the higher investment one, which was tamper-proof, corrupt rare strong boxes, which is kind of similar to what I'm doing today, except going through very quickly. Not focusing on the Arcanists and Diviners boxes this time, but rolling boxes for the downsides, or the, I believe it's the prefixes, trying to get additional rares slammed into each box. I really couldn't care less whether it's an Arcanist box, Diviners, or random strong box, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I actually kind of hope the boxes are normal, magic, or rare, and not unique, so I can at least roll them, unless it's the unique Arcanist box. That one does spawn a lot of rares. But yeah, other than a few really good ones like that. Yeah, we're going to do this thing today. It's going to be an enormous investment cost. I'll show you in just a second, but let's start with the Atlas. Going to be once again on tier 17, once again on Sanctuary. I do think in the case of this strat, you really probably do want to do it on Sanctuary. Well, I don't know. I guess Fortress would be fine if you struggle with the boss. But the fragment, the Uber boss fragment's really not going to make up for much of the profit. So here's the Atlas. It is linked in the description below. It is a little different than any I've shown. Slightly different variation of what I did with this earlier this league. I used to be paying 5 divines per map, counting rolls, to do the strat I'm showing you. It's even more now. I also used to put points into domination for this. I used to even run domination on the map device to try to increase the amount of Eldritch altars because they are precious. The amount of quant, and oh my god, especially if you get scarab dupe on this map. Whew, that's like the dream to hit that on this farm. But instead today, I'm going to be doing a little bit different with ambush on the map device and just trying to crank up that scarab number. What is it? Total number of increased scarabs is 164%. This is its own separate multiplier on top of the percent more multiplier and the quant as well. So it's very important to get this as high as you can. As you can see, I can't quite take all of them because guess what? Well, there's higher priority for other things like increased explicit modifiers on your maps, like, you know, well, some of the more bigger, obvious, good scarab ones. And blocking scarabs is also extremely important. I leave ultimatum open by itself because of the ultimatum scarab of catalyzing is still worth a lot. And actually, the other ultimatum scarabs are still decent as well. Ambush is the only one I'm going to try to pump up more. And the containment scarab is now about 2 divines apiece, so this is really valuable. I used to run the corrupted or the cartographer scarab one as well, but I don't think that's actually worth doing. You could fill in 3 more points to fill this wheel out and take them out of the percent increased scarab chance if you want. You could drop singular focus if you want, but I would not suggest dropping anything else really. You definitely, I mean, I really do think you want to give it as much of a chance as possible to get those Eldritch Altars. Probably do want to have it set up this way. But what makes this Atlas precarious is that without shrines on the map, it can be tricky to spawn the influence in the first place. But I've been working on this a little bit, and it's kind of a new, fresh thing I'm doing where I'm just trying to spawn it the hard way. Because a shrine automatically spawns the influence. Since we're doing Monster's Treasure through the Containment Scarab, we can't spawn the influence easily. But if you go deep into the map before you really kill anything, usually you can spawn it fairly quickly. I'll show you in the first map showcase, hopefully. But anyway, yeah, you can just see all the extra points we're taking for percent increased scarabs. Otherwise, it just looks a lot like the previous farm. Okay, we got a bunch of chaos orbs over here. I'm going to be doing ambush, not domination on the map device. I used to do domination, but now I'm going to be doing just ambush. If you do domination instead, by the way, you might as well go all the way with it and pick it on the map device and get the 2 free ones through there, get the double shrine effects, go covetous shrine, kind of try to blend that currency scarab farming a little bit. But this is truly all in scarab farming with the way I have this set up right now. Nemesis, Horn Scarab of Nemesis is a big player. We're going to be forcing rares onto the map with the rolling of strong boxes, 3 additional rares, or Stream of Monsters spawns a bunch of rares as well. And every single rare monster is going to have 5 additional rare modifiers, 2 from the Nemesis Scarab, and then 3 more through the Antagonist mod. As you can see, the first map I'm going to run. I talk a lot about this modifier before, and so it's going to be a huge player, absolutely mandatory here. Well, unless you have a map that has inherently like over 200% or so scarabs, you really need to run this modifier. I feel like it at least doubles the effectiveness of the percent more scarab roll. So it's kind of a big deal to have it on there. It gives each rare 2 additional modifiers, which ends up being 3 after increased effect modifiers. And then of course, increased number of rares. Probably not going to matter that much out of the boxes. It might matter for the streamline of monsters though. Because that does just kind of spawn a random assortment of monsters, usually 3 or 4 or 5 rare monsters in the end. And that modifier is not easy to hit with scarab rolls. These are the maps that I've sold for profit. I sold some maps, I kept some back. I've got 100 of them now. Every single map I'm running has at least a 90% more scarab roll without chisels, which makes it a pretty premium map, worth 2 divines minimum. I'm valuing each one of these maps as 3 divines, though, as rolled. But do keep in mind I've rolled for a lot of different kinds of maps at once with a sort of hybridized regex that is also linked in the description. You can use that regex. Doesn't mean that the map is automatically good if it highlights, but it does give it a decent chance. And one of the things it checks for is the Antagonist plus Scarab roll. You can see this map had 143% more Scarabs, 109% more currency, which is not actually important. That's not really necessary for this farm, just a nice bonus. And then it had the Antagonist mod, and then it's runnable too. It's not something that's going to brick your build. Although with a Headhunter, this is a great Headhunter farm because each rare has like 8 or 9 or 10 modifiers. So you're just going to be floating on 70 Headhunter buffs the whole time anyway. So it's actually not that difficult of a farm to execute because of that. And everything is hidden away in the boxes anyway, so it's not like you're just going to run into a map and just die on the first pack of monsters or something. But anyway, yeah, Nemesis Scarab is there, so now you understand the Antagonist and Nemesis Scarab are collectively working together. And the reason those two are there is because, for whatever reason, just like we discovered last league in Meat Sack's farm with Back to Basics, when you slam a whole bunch of modifiers on the rare enemies, they drop a ton of scarabs. It really does seem to increase dramatically how many scarabs each enemy drops. You can do the same thing with uniques. With there's a way to farm like rogue exiles with this sort of setup too, but not exactly the same. I don't think it's quite as good as this. Maybe it is when you factor in the cost of the investment, but anyway, I prefer this setup anyway. So I don't care about the content of the boxes, so I'm not going to be running the potency scarab, but I do want to be able to reopen the strong box if possible. So ambush scarab of hidden compartments is here. Double wisp, this is probably the most controversial one, and this is why I would categorize this as part 3 for the Mirror Hinakora hunt. Even though I'm prioritizing selectively scarabs, I still am going to be giving myself a chance to drop currency. Wisped rares with 9 or 10 modifiers are going to have a decent chance of dropping currency. And some of these maps do have currency rolled on them. It's not like I super prioritized it, but I want to see what happens when we run a bunch of maps like this. If you don't want to do Wisp Scarab, you can just run Ambush. Or maybe you could do Discernment and Potency. Swap it out and make it kind of a dual farm, but it's kind of weird if you're rolling boxes for the prefixes. You don't want to also be rolling them for the suffixes. But anyway, that is something you could potentially do. Ambush Scarab of Containment is going to be mandatory. You don't want to be spending so much currency on maps like this without having this Scarab in here. So unlike the previous farm, you really can only run this on a containment strat. I mean, I suppose you could do a lower investment version and not have very many, you know, you could do like triple ambush and then these two and then nothing special on the rolls really and try to run it that way. But I promise you, you're going to see way more scarabs dropping from these maps. Last thing I'll say on the maps is the difference is huge on the roll. Like if you have 90% more scarabs and you open the map, you'll get a certain X amount of scarabs per map. If you have 120% more scarabs, it's a lot more. Like there's a huge difference in just that 30% roll. This is why I don't suggest running with only the scarab chisel. Not only 50%, even 90% I think is a little bit questionable with the cost now. And some of these maps started off really high. I got a couple of the best rolled maps I saved for the end. I mean, this one here was 193. This one here was 218% more scarabs. Probably the single best map that I have in the entire arsenal. I am putting Delirium on all these maps. That is going to help spawn the influence, which I'll show you at the beginning of the map showcase. It's very important to have a Delirium on there. Otherwise, you're going to have issues with the influence. It's difficult to understand. It's still not something fully understood in the community how the combination of Monstrous Treasure, Delirium, and Eldritch Influence all work together. But there is definitely something there. And so you'll want to pay close attention to the first map showcase if you want to understand that a little bit better. You can take the easy way out and slam shrines onto the map and force it to spawn that way, no problem. But yeah, we'll start here right after we get through the investment. All right, investment costs are right here. We got all the scarabs. I have everything put in dumps A, B, C, D. That's where it's going to be. I may need to open up another dump tab actually. 183 divines in scarab, 70 divines in maps, 3.1 divines in currency, but that doesn't tell the whole story. I actually paid about 95 divines for 100 maps. I did roll virtually all of these. And here's the thing. If you roll the maps, if you've mandated that you had 90% more scarabs with Antagonist roll, especially if you had to like be careful about the map mods too for your character, probably going to pay more than this. Just even 200 or 2.5 divines per map. It's probably not even going to be enough to roll them. It is very hard to hit that. The thing is, all league long, I've been rolling maps for a variety, or I've been using a regex, a catch-all regex that can kind of do a broad sweep on multiple different farms. And that's why I recommend using it and then actually taking a little bit of extra time to check the maps. And in a certain sense, like, you know, when I'm rolling 100 magic influence pack size map, guess what? I get like 10 of these for nothing, you know, essentially. So I try to honor the investment cost, but it feels a little bit weird to say like I'm paying the full amount for each one because there are intelligent ways to go about rolling maps. If you're lazy and you just want to buy them all, that's fine. Not taking into account the time it takes to roll the maps as well. So you could argue with me there. but I never do that, so this is just kind of how I acquire the maps. I know this is definitely more than what I really paid for the maps, given that I'm rolling for a lot of different things at once. I even sold maps as well. Somebody says chisels are not counting. Yeah, they're down here. All right, and then we got 3 divines for the map device through ambush. We got 225 divines in scarabs. I paid about 2 divines per containment, but it's actually on its way up. I imagine it's going to go down. I don't really see the containment scarab probably going to go back down. Not going to sit much above 2 divines. I could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. Anyway, 9 divines in deli orbs. Deli orbs do seem to be climbing a little bit as well. And then the chisels are going to be a big part too, okay? So the scarab roll matters a ton. Even though I'm already investing into more scarabs, I'm going to invest more into more scarabs. More and more scarabs. So it costs, if anything, maybe even a little bit more than this right now. Scarab chisels used to be less than a divine per map for the longest time. I guess today, maybe it's a little bit more, but I'm just going to count 100 divines here. And this takes it all the way up to 682 divines. 6.82 divines per map. That is a lot. Big investment cost. So we'll see what the gross net and all that stuff looks like afterwards. But yeah, okay. So this map has a couple of bad mods, but it doesn't bother me that much. Reduced crit damage, done, and less area of effect. There was a time when I wouldn't even be able to run this map, or it would be sketchy. Well, that's not really true because of all the headhunter buffs. But yeah, I used to put domination on this. Now gonna be doing ambush. It is interesting, the interaction between wisps and scarab drops. I'm still not 100% sure how that works, but my thought process is that it is good. Definitely good for currency. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Well, wait, my game crashed? No! No, we can't have game crash. Not like this. Okay. D&D, please don't crash the game. I need widescreen to excel at this. Okay. Now the widescreen is to improve my chances of seeing stuff in the wildwood. Whew. Now, yellow juice should help improve the scarab drops because it just automatically improves quant drops. What I don't know is if the blue and purple actually would take away from it, or not purple, I guess, blue. I also don't know if purple improves the quality of the scarab drop, makes them more rare scarabs. Probably not, but I don't know. Yellow is definitely a color I want to see here. It does have a currency roll too, so... And my goodness. Oh yeah, hard map mods. Oh yeah, I'm also using the Omega Strict filter, but I am cheesing it for the first map. I'm go ahead and show all the scarabs, even the junky ones, because I really want you to see just how many scarabs drop from doing this. Alright, so I got lucky and spawned the influence already. I think to spawn the influence, you need to, like, find a rare monster or something first. It's kind of weird, but usually I don't even really kill anything until I get right about here. I put a portal down in the middle of the map, and then when I start seeing rares, I kill them. Yeah, so I made a mistake by not having map rolling materials in here. I should probably not even kill anything yet for the good altars. Although I do kind of need to for... I need to kill rare monsters. I need a little help. There we go. I like to get like 30 buffs or so. I'm so lucky she's not infused with yellow. Really? Oh my goodness. I better not die here. Oh, I got temporal bubble. I could get out. Very lucky she's not infused with yellow. It would have made her super giga tanky. Okay, I usually start rolling boxes now. What I can do, though, is I can open boxes that automatically spawn free rares. It's a pretty common roll, actually. So I will get some... I'll get some of this done. I'll kill the monsters outside here. Usually I wouldn't open any boxes until I cleared everything out and rolled everything, but because I'm running a buff that gives me... Oh, sorry, it's 200% player quant even. My god. Yeah, I mean, that's... Again, that doesn't mean anything for Scarabs, but it still means something for currency. And other things. I can technically roll the boxes, I guess. One Chaos Orb at a time. How do I deal with physical and elemental reflect? I changed the build a little bit. Get the elemental reflect mastery. There's a reflect pantheon for half of it. Elemental reflect mastery covers the other side for that, and then swapping out determination from grace or anger rather. I'm getting a watcher's eye. Gives it there. Yeah, this is pretty dumb. Pretty dumb of me to do that. Really paid a price here. Could have got a lot more loot on the currency side. Maybe not a lot more. Still takes time. Now, I used widescreen earlier. Now I use split screen. Oh, wow. We got this too, even. Minute 18 left on that powerful quant shrine. Should at least make sure that I get the regular monsters, the influence mobs, down. Am I gonna get lucky? No. You might think it's worth opening these even without the proper rolls because of that shrine effect. It's not. Promise you it's not. See how many modifiers on these rares? Crazy. Yikes. Oh yeah, I could have done some unique farming on this map. Oh. 25 seconds. Okay, it is what it is. Is this strategy effective div per hour wise? I don't know exactly right now. That's why we're doing this perception versus reality. In real time. Alright, now usually this is enough to roll everything. Might be a little extra. I'm going to have to go back in and retroactively figure out the investment cost. I kind of forgot about this rolling part. So I put in 180 chaos. So I'm going to add this to the investment cost. Actually, I don't know why I forgot to do this. Let's see, 100 and... Actually, this should be enough. Usually this is enough on each map. So add 140 chaos, about 150 chaos per map. So actually going to be adding like an extra divine or so per map for the rolling. I'll go ahead and do that in advance. I apologize. It's something I actually just completely slipped on my brain. The rolling costs. So now it's going to be closer to... Yeah, it's going to be right around 8 divines per map. When we factor in rolling. Yeah, I'm going to move the chaos over into it. I'll do that after this map. We'll make it right. Not too late. I'll make it I'll put it, you know, I went from what, like 6.8. I'll put it all the way up to, I'll figure out the amount to get 8 divines per map exactly. We're looking for a stream of monsters or 3 additional rares. My eyes are looking for guarded by, as far as like pattern recognition is concerned, so I can pretty quickly see it. It'll be either stay guarded by Rogue Exile, guarded by a pack of magic mobs, guarded by 3 rare monsters, which is fine, actually. Doesn't really matter. Engineering orbs are useless, yes. Stream of monsters, unfortunately, hasn't shown up yet. It's a little more rare. There it is, guarded by a stream of monsters. It's like a 1/5 of the weighting. Guarded by 3 additional rare monsters is not rare, though. It's easy to hit that. It's actually a lot easier to roll these than it is to roll, like, say, Diviner's strongboxes for good upsides. See, those are both of the guarded by wrong ones. Okay, guys, we're almost ready. I think this is the last one. Guarded by stream of monsters. Okay, so here we go. Guarded by stream of monsters will start off as a group of normal monsters, and then they will become magic and then rare. It's a lot like Shaper Touched used to be. I mean, just look how many Scarabs dropped out of that one box. This first map showcase is actually going to probably consist of even more mobs than normal, or more Scarabs than normal. I am not going to pick up the really cheap ones, like anything else that's on here. This color tile set, those are worth like, I think they're all worth less than a Chaos. One of the nicest things about this strat is Headhunter buffs, you just float a metric ton of them. And so it's kind of hot, like, don't get me wrong, you know, strat can still be rippy, depending on the map mod, but aside from, like, Volatile Core, I tend not to have issues. I guess somehow this map didn't have Volatile Core on it. So yeah, just to remind you guys, I will be correcting the loot filter after this map. I just wanted to really show you how many they're still worth vendoring 3-to-1 in the chat. Has said, yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, it would make me run back out like multiple times per map, and you know, maybe that's worth it to you, maybe not. I'm not going to do it myself. Kind of unlucky to have not gotten a single high-value Scarab, which you can see on the overlay. We'll be counting those throughout the run. Wait, where are all these tinks coming from? I'm not even opening boxes yet. I'm not even opening boxes. What's going on? And they're not even Scarabs. This is a pure Scarab map. 431% more Scarab. What the hell? Around so I wouldn't get in my way of seeing what the hell is going on. I'm not gonna be able to take everything back. I can still get like 96% of the value out of this. Whoa! Defiance of Destiny. What? First tier 0. What's up, 5div? Oh boy. First time I've seen that this league. We don't know yet. Wait, what did that minion altar say? I forgot to read it. Are you fucking kidding? I barely saw the corner of my eye. I was like, wait a minute. Dude. I actually check them too. Usually. At least I can take some solace in knowing that I was probably 80%. I'd already unlocked and killed like 80% of the Eldritch Minion packs. This is it right here. Well, no, I do have some of the stuff in the beginning. Actually, let me just see. Let me see how bad it was. I'm not sure if much is spawning in the beginning, but this was a great map for Eldritch. Are you guys trolling me? Was it actually a Chrome Altar? It was a div altar. What percent was it? Tell me it wasn't like 4.8. Was it at least a small one? Any other good bow skills? I mean, tornado shot's still alright at a super high budget. One sacred orb. Oh my. Sacred orb drop. Oh. Wow, do we have currency? We do have currency. So sacred orb, guys. Oh, what the hell? Same monster just randomly dropped 3 divines worth of scarabs? Wow. Out of nowhere. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I think that was off the same mob. It's crazy. You gotta use a plastic straw so you don't have to drink it quickly. I can just overpower all of these volatile cores into Attic GF. How about this? I am taking hits on these cores. Just not all of them at once. Nice. Keep reopening 3 rare mobs in a stream. That's great. Holy crap. At one spot. This part's so fun. It's so satisfying to go through and just actually get a shit ton of loot out of these boxes. What? Wait. I don't even have dupes. Dude, one mob dropped 2 separate containment scarabs? Is this even real life? What? I don't even have dupes. I just assumed I did because I was like, yeah, that looks like a dupe. What in the heck? Oh, what the hell? 3rd containment? Alright, this map is... Oh yeah, I got this too. I forgot about that. It's probably too late to use this now. Oh well. Oh, it's the yellow one. Never mind. Doesn't even matter. Jeez. Whoa. Dang. Exalted orb. Oh, nice. And that's one I really want to see reopen. 3 rares and stream. There we go. Big loot now. Ooh. Basic currency dupe paying off. Made a freaking ton of currency on this map. Seems slow. Oh, this was the boxes right here. We did have one reopen. The double 3 rare stream. next to each other. Nice. I got paid by those 2 giga-rolled boxes, man. Alright, this map I've opened up Harvest as an option. But I don't want to kill anything until I hit these mobs here, and they auto get. Oh my god. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Don't die, don't die. Don't die. Hit that. Kill that guy. Hit the quant altar. Hit the scarab dupe altar. Hit the other quant. Oh my god. Wait, what? How'd I drop the glittering scarab? Oh. This map's gonna be insane. Actually insane. It's like, oh, this is Bis Eldritch spawn map. You know, like maximum Eldritch packs here. But these volatile cores are on absolute crack. At least they don't have increased AoE though. Yeah, I dropped an Exalted Orb anyway. Well, that's... Oof, he says. Fast forward 5 seconds. He just got smugged to death. Get smugged. I definitely don't regret. Oh! Finally broke the streak of no good currency drops. Yeah, I can like loot while I'm waiting for the box. That saves so much time. Hey! Hey! Dupe containment. Somebody was arguing me about like whether you get, do you actually got, oh my god, another dupe containment, 4 containments. Do you get more loot by using the Maven Chisel for the stat that you're missing? Or not? I was having like a debate with a viewer about this. Because that's how I kind of advertise the strat. Or does it actually not make any difference? Second containment. What? Third containment? Second divine orb. This map's not even good. It's like this is a below average map. The Scarab roll was only 100%. Ooh, puzzle box. Again, no currency roll. Val Temple? It's so weird to see those. Oh, that puzzle box came out from inside the box. Not the monster. The good old half-baked Arcanist box. Baldo drop. Perfect box. Alright, let's see it. This is where the payoff is. So this box has 7 rare monsters in it. Every time I open it, 7 rare monsters. Holy, 3 times? Dupe, Pandemonium, and a Divine. Ooh. Actually, yeah, I guess I'll loot everything on the go. Can't get more scarabs to drop in a map than this. At least some variation of the strat. I don't. Can anybody tell me who's went nuts doing like rogue exile scarab farming? You don't get this many scarabs, right? Do you roll every box then open all of them, or one by one? It depends on how hard the map is. It's faster to open and loot at the same time because you can loot while the box is opening still, especially with stream. But if it's hard, like if well, I mean, if it's volatile cores or I don't know, elder tentacles, you usually don't see that because of pack size mod. Nice, dude. Wow, it was like first time Headhunter stole Arch Nemesis buffs. Oh, the signature drop. Duped Unnatural Instinct. Oh, feels good, man. Oh man, that is the signature snoo drop there. Now, if I drop another one off one of these boxes, and now I see finally, a lot of you guys are bringing up the points that I've been saying. Yes, indeed, there's a great many people in this community who are deeply concerned with what the state of the endgame of PoE 2 is going to look like, and they're not even sure they're going to even pull the cord for the game out of a lack of confidence that PoE 2 isn't going to be what they're looking for. Too many buttons, too much Souls-like gameplay, not zoomy enough, not fast enough. Where's my one button build, you know, etc. What the hell? I just dropped 5 ultimatum scarabs of catalyzing out of 1 strongbox. Bruh. Okay. That worked. Okay. Nice. Second tier 0. In the Wildwood. Not the greatest spread, but... I mean, we did enrage strongbox boxes forever and a day. Oh, there we go. Oh, look. Another unnatural instinct. Oh my god. Number 5? The 5th unnatural instinct this set? Oh my god. I'm breaking records here, guys. What is going on? I think I'm actually 5 for 5 Viridian Jewels Unnatural Instinct in this set, which is utterly insane. Have you ever got 5? Have you ever gone 5 for 5? Well, one of them was a dupe, actually. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, at least this strat isn't just opening boxes for boxes' sake. Like, this is... Wow. Alright, we're playing catch up. Exalted Orb. We are, killing monsters and getting loot, alright? You can't say I'm not killing monsters and getting loot. I don't care about the drops in the boxes. This is the closest thing to enraged strongboxes you've seen since it was deleted. Changed my mind. Speculation that adjusted the weightings of the quality or the rarity of the currency, and they were beta testing that in Affliction League. Wow. Alright, that's uncanny. Okay, second Sacred Orb. Yeah, speak of the devil. Yes. Mass stream. What'd I say about this spot? I knew this spot would be freaking kick-ass. This is why... This is... You see shit like this, you think, yeah, maybe I should be rolling stream on every box. What the hell? Dude, what? Bro. This is the screenshot of the video, I think. Guys, this is... Yo, this thing won't stop. Best box ever. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, there's 5. Oh my god. Duped Sacred Orb. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. More value. Oops. The intro of this YouTube video is gonna say it all, really. %. No, I meant 120% more scarabs, not pack size. One pack size roll maybe with that many scarabs. A second Sacred Orb? What? It's not even a currency map. What is happening right now? Am I getting trolled? Almost there. You guys have to wait longer. In between. Oh, it can hit. Alright, well, I've still never experienced it, but here's an example. I didn't actually know if we could do this. Guarded by 3 different lines. Magic Pack, Rogue Exile, and Stream of Monsters. Although I've still never seen... I guess it would be 3 rare. Plus Rogue Exile, plus Stream. Guarded by 3 rare and... Oh, wow. It just hit it again. And it did. Okay, well... Confirmed. Guarded by 3 rare monsters, guarded by Rogue Exile, guarded by Stream. It cannot roll... There's apparently the programming said, though, it cannot roll 3 rare and Magic pack at the same time. That's the only stipulation by the looks of it. Yeah, and my inventory's full. Good thing it's an easy map without like ground effects or anything. Oh my god, what the hell? Three raw containment from one box? Guys, that is my 6th containment scarab I just dropped. I wasn't kidding with you guys. Now then, it's results time. Before we get to the numbers, well, here's a preliminary look. I'd just like to show you guys this. I'm definitely going to liquidate things because I think I'm actually going to come out a lot better than what you see here. 1326 divines. And I did it. 109 ambush scarabs of containment. Really helps when you get 9 in one map, I guess. Looks like I was slightly below that edge. However, when I started experimenting with risk scarabs and stuff, that number started to climb. So I got a lot of things I want to say, actually, in the final thoughts, because there were a number of epiphanies I had with this strat that, you know, if you absolutely despise rolling strong boxes, you're never going to do it anyway. But there's a lot of cool little, I guess, little things that you might overlook or not really think about when doing this. It can pretty dramatically change the results. And it's obviously an insane amount of currency on a per map basis. If you recall, it was almost 8 divines investment per map. But yeah, it definitely came out well in the green. So we'll look at the numbers in a minute. But anyway, I'm going to liquidate things first. Here is the breakdown as it is. 3 tier 0s, none of which were particularly valuable. 23 divines worth of divination cards. That's basically just all small stuff. I think I had a 7 years bad luck in there. The fragment number is, a lot of that is Valdo's boxes. Got some divines, got, you know, chaos, everything, and then over 1,000 divines worth. Over 1,000 divines worth of scarabs. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so let's get to the liquidation process. See where we're at after that. Okay. It's done. We had a lot of breaks on this session. This was a 5-day excursion in the sanctuary map. It was very hard to track the time per map, especially because it varied greatly. We should talk about it in a second, but here it is, guys. You see the numbers way higher now. 1,393 divines. I liquidated everything that was basically around 10 div or more. I guess I didn't hit bestiary scarabs of the herd. Basically everything else, and it was all so easy to liquidate. I mean, it was just, I mean, it was thousands and thousands of scarabs at once, and they just go. I just undercut the market, whatever it was, by a little bit. Tended not to sell everything for the instant value because it wasn't a great rate, but with a little bit of patience. Didn't take long. It'd definitely be wise to do this kind of thing overnight, but anyway, I forgot to mention this before. Your boy got 5 unnatural instincts. You know it's a good farm when Snoo gets 5 unnatural instincts in one session. I'm not even farming uniques, by the way. Just got really unusually lucky with the bird angels. I don't know. I dropped a lot more uniques than I realized. We sorted things out, which we'll look at in a second. Here is the numbers. All right, so I remind you of the breakdown for the investment cost. I forgot this line before and has now been added. It was roughly 111 divines for box rolling. And I was going to, that was going to be more than enough until towards the very end, around the last 10 maps, I started rolling boxes for only Stream of Monsters on some of the really juicy boxes. I did some experimenting. It took me a long time to do some of those maps. But in the end, I did indeed spend about that much in rolling. Anyway, here's the number at the end. It was 793 divines invested. Almost 8 divines. I kept saying that later on. 7 and then 8 divines per map. Gross 1393. That's after liquidating. That's what we're talking about. Which happens to be exactly 600 divines. Net profit. Almost a mirror. Almost 6 divines per map. And Not a very huge number per hour though. So this, again, 5 days. A couple of those days were like really long days. And it was about 27 hours to do this farm, which is so much more than any other farm I've done. I thought this was going to be somewhere around the 12 to 15 minute per map mark. But when I started doing some goofy stuff with like the stream monsters, which I don't regret because I learned a lot the process. I'm going to talk about it in the final thoughts. Some of those maps started going like 20, even 30 minutes each. I only bricked basically one map in terms of actual value, so I feel pretty good about that, considering how crazy these maps were. And I started experimenting a little bit with like risk scarabs or wisp or just ambush, but mostly did wisp scarabs for everything. The gold number was pretty high. I was kind of surprised. Even the gold per hour with those crazy long duration maps still came out to, actually, technically, what I'm looking at here is higher than the magic pack size farm, which is this right here. Again, we got all three here. This was the FUB guns, tamper-proof. These two are containment, so higher investment, but this is the one I'm working on right now. And the gold per hour was really high, although I do have a little bit more rarity on than I did. So I would still put the other strat, the magic pack size strat, above the current one for gold per time. But anyway, 7 sacred orbs dropped, so that's going to adjust some things. And this was, for virtually every map, a wisp strategy. So whatever, variables are involved for the sacred orb to mirror ratio, it's most favorable with wisps in play. That much we know. So divines per hour was terribly low, but that's because I wasn't rolling currency on the maps. And then sacred orbs were here, so I was kind of surprised how many sacred orbs dropped. You got to see some of them in the highlights. But if we average things out with that in mind, just like I did for the others, you can see the normalized numbers here are adjusted for however many sacred orbs dropped then. Except it's kind of readjusted for divine orbs too. But anyway, looking at all this stuff, I went ahead and counted the sacred orbs this time. Looks like maybe 36 divines per hour normalized with Hinacore locks and mirrors in mind, or even 10 divines per map. But here's the thing, I'm not a huge fan of actually targeting currency here. I feel like it was a bit of a mistake to go with the wisps on every single map. And yeah, more on that in a minute. But that is it for these. I mean, so some pretty fascinating numbers here. I've never really been one to spend a lot of time in a map and focus just on currency per map, but I gotta say, very high investment, very, very high returns on a per map basis, and I would even go so far as to say these are pretty consistent returns. I mean, you saw the breakdown earlier. It's just scarabs. And with 100 maps of that, I mean, there's nothing that's weird or out of place. But the strangest thing I thought was that I didn't drop a single preservation scarab until map 99. That's the weirdest thing about it all. All right. Time to do a little bit of gambling. We got some sack decks. We'll get that out of the way first. No, I don't do it here. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Huh? Not too great. I don't really expect anything. Still, I think Brother's Gift is the best card I've gotten from stack decks this league, which is pretty weird, although I was dropping all my decks at once off the boss earlier. Look at this. This is way more unique than normally. I was quite surprised how many I had, and a lot of tier 1s. I didn't put everything in here. I got like 20 Dragon Fangs or something. But these are all the uniques I'm going to corrupt. I actually dropped Badge of the Brotherhood pre-corrupted. And here's the 3 tier 0s. They're nothing special. And then I did drop one very good base, 25%. I actually can't remember what this is worth. I think this is a 10 divine-ish pre-split. So I believe this is around 10 divines. Probably incredibly valuable if it's 30%, but 25% still okay. Let's go ahead and hit all of this right now. Nice, only one of those died. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm missing one. Forgot to ID it. Okay, let's check implicits. Warcry gems. No. Socketed gems. Oh, I guess. Oh, it's terribly rolled though. Yeah, it might be. This is a little bit like 70 chaos. Trap or mine gems. Wrathpith. I think so. Reduced crit damage taken. 2 divines. 23 discipline. I don't know. Reduced crit damage 4th vow. I think this might actually be really good. The rolls are incredible for this item. I didn't even realize this, but the rolls for this are actually so good that you probably shouldn't have even corrupted it. It's like 99 percentile rolls overall, and hit crit reduction. I have a feeling this might sell for something like 5 to 10 divines because of those rolls. But it might be hard to sell as well. Oh, okay, great. The quintessential lightning arrow. Unnatural instinct, yes. Nice. Okay, done. Crit chance. Nope. Okay. Well, that about does that. Okay, guys. That's it for the gamble. Let's talk the final thoughts. So I had a few major epiphany moments in this farm. Some things I wish I could go back in time and do a little differently. I don't regret running the maps with the rolls I had. I think it was a good choice. I definitely don't regret removing shrines. I figured out that I can utilize the invasive adversaries as a pivot point to spawn the influence, force spawn the influence, because these monsters here still spawn into the map even with monstrous treasure involved. So the second you kill a pack of them, usually there's like 2 or 3 packs in a map, it force spawns the influence. So we've been using shrines as a means to do that on monstrous treasure, but it doesn't seem to be necessary because this happens. And then you get like a lot of Eldritch minion packs spawn after that fact, at least in places you haven't killed monsters already. So that worked out really nicely. I was happy to see that. However, I ran maps, some with currency rolls and some without. The Scarab rolls were fine, 90% or more, which is 2 decent Scarab rolls, and then the Antagonist mod. I feel like that does hit the baseline of what you need to have. But when you're using wisps, you're basically targeting currency. And one thing I did discover is that it appears that wisping is impacted by % more currency, because I had a lot of maps that had some currency roll and some that didn't. I did notice way more Chaos Orbs, way more Divines, Valdos, and everything. Not way more, but noticeably more dropped anytime I had a currency roll, which gives me more confidence in currency rolls on the Magic Influence pack size strat, or target farming currencies through % more currency rolls and wisps at the same time. I wasn't 100% sure those two synergized the way I thought they did. Now I'm pretty sure they do. But it also means that when you're target farming Scarabs in such a big way like this, you're kind of taking away some Scarabs a little bit by also having % more currency on the maps. And maybe wisps remove Scarabs. Coming into this, I had a little more confidence that wisps were net positive for Scarabs. I feel like there might just be about a net neutral. I didn't really notice a lot, especially when I tried to switch over to ambush on a few maps, or double risk Scarab instead of wisp. I didn't really see a huge downtick. In fact, in some cases I saw more. especially if it didn't already have a currency roll. So I did start trying to do some double risk. Somebody mentioned it as an offshoot, and I realized, that'd be interesting. What if you randomly spawn another scarab roll? That never actually happened. But, worst case scenario, I guess you brick the map with like 2 hellaciously bad mods, but virtually no way that's going to happen for me in my build. I can run almost any combination of map, at least if the first 6 mods are fine. But yeah, I'm starting to lose my train of thought. So where was I going with that? Okay. Risk Scarab gives you pack size and quantity already. So you get, like, even if it's a T16 or T70 mod, you get extra pack size. I have more, I'm putting more onus on pack size for this farm than I did before, because the Eldritch pack minions do spawn altars, and the quant altars are like gold. They are worth their weight in gold. It's a huge impact for the Scarab farm. It was like that in, well, I was about to say it was like that in the Meat Sacks farm, but then we were doing back to basics, so we didn't even have an Eldritch influence. So I'm kind of learning that that's really important. You got to see map number 99 will have been a separate highlight video. Another big epiphany that I had is, and this does fall in line with what I knew from the Meat Sacks farm, it would seem that as a map is better rolled with % quant or more scarabs, it does not scale the drops linearly. You do not get 50% more, or sorry, I guess it would be different than that. I'm trying to do math in my head. If you go from 200% quant, additional quant, to 300% additional quant, I guess that's supposed to be like 33% more loot, something like that. No, it's actually a lot more than that. It is way more than that. That's the difference between like 0 altars and 5 good altars. It was like 1, 2, maybe 3x the loot or something. If you go from 300% more scarabs to 500% more scarabs, that's way more than double loot. I don't know what to say. Clearly there's something with breakpoints involved, or there's something with shoving the weights of other things like currencies, armors, and stuff off the table, or what. I don't know exactly what's going on, but one of those maps I dropped, there's just an obscene amount of currency, and there's nothing to explain that other than the loot curve is exponential for the map rolls, which means there is an enormous difference between a map that is Antagonist 100% more scarabs versus Antagonist 200% more scarab. I can't even begin to express how big of a difference that is. If you think you're going to get, oh great, I got 200% more scarabs instead of 100% more. Well, nice. I'll probably get like, maybe 2 times the loot at best. No, you get like 5 times the freaking loot on that map. Not joking here. I have one showcase to prove it. Anyway, it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I ran one map one time with numbers that were, categorically higher than the 99th map, was categorically better than the previous 98 by a factor of maybe 30%. Maybe it was like the quant roll and the more scarab roll was like 30% more upscaled than any other map that I ran before, and it was like 4x the loot or something. There was no funny business, no bismuth thing. It was, anyway, that blew my mind. So that take that for what it's worth. I mean, for those of you guys who like rolling boxes and want to get as much loot as you possibly can in a map, and you don't really care that much about how much you spend in a map, those maps are going to be crazy hard to get a hold of. You might try to buy them straight off trade. Rolling them, I wouldn't suggest doing it. I feel like it would take, to roll a map like that map that I showed you there, if you try to do it on purpose, I mean, you're going to blow dozens of divines. Dozens. Maybe upwards of 100 divines to try and hit a map with 200% more scarabs and antagonists. It's crazy rare to hit that. But with the risk scarab, I mean, suddenly that adds a little bit of flavorful RNG into the equation. Maybe you could get it, you could randomly spawn into something like that. So maybe the strat is a little bit more legit because of the risk scarab. So the risk scarab, I think, is actually a better play unless you have currency on the map. So basically, if I could go back and do this all over again, I would have ran wisp, double wisp. So it's containment, not discernment. hidden compartments, and Nemesis are the 3 core scarabs. And then the 2 additional would be Wisp for any map that is scarabs and currency, or it would be Risk, 2 risk scarabs if it's pure scarab map. And I wouldn't basically run anything under like 100% more scarabs or 90% more scarabs. And that's basically it. I'm honestly not that enthusiastic to roll a map that's just 100% more scarabs after what I just saw. Now I'm sitting here thinking, well, if it's not 150% more, I don't even want to touch it. Because, but the part of that's because I just ran 100 maps of this and I don't really want to do it again. But yeah, all right. So that's it. I wanted to give you some real heads up on some of the things. It's not just how I feel about it, but these are some major epiphanies I had. This is definitely one of those weird strats where I went into it, perception versus reality. I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I was a little bit dumbfounded myself in the end. It is, if you refined it, if you got really good at this. This is a 30 div per hour strat if you were quick at it. It's hard. It's very hard to be quick at it, though. If you made like all the right decisions on how you roll the maps and stuff. But getting the maps in the first place are hard. Rolling the maps can be annoying. Rolling the boxes can be annoying. So I understand it's not a strat that a lot of people are going to enjoy, but it definitely is a legit strat. And it's one that has a much greater degree of scaling than most any strats out there that I'm aware of. Anyway, that's it for this video. It was a very long video. Hope you enjoyed this perception versus reality. It is really fascinating, isn't it? Rolling boxes, just like the old days before I even played the game. That's what we're doing now. We're making some of the highest amounts of currency doing it in the process. Crazy world. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.